All right, 2006 Ford F-350, 6-liter. I just did an oil cooler on it. And aside from some other issues that I have, broke the dipstick off with my big belly while leaning across to do all the work for the oil cooler. I tried running like a small wood screw, because I could still see it. It wasn't too far in. I tried running like a small wood screw in it to pull it out, and I tried, of course, super gluing it back on there, and I don't know, it's just not coming out. So what I've gone ahead and done, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get you in here to see it. I'm going to grab another light real quick. Ugh. Let's see if I can turn this little camera here. Alright, so I went ahead and disconnected right down there. That little tab, it was on top of that stud right behind it. It's a 10mm bolt. And just pop that off. There's also the harness for the mass airflow sensor, I think also sticks on that bolt. So I did that. Then I came under. Oh, God. Let's see if we can see. And then I popped the, I was able to pop that tube out. Now hopefully I can push the dipstick out far enough where I can get my new one. Alright, here's the next issue, and I'm not sure if I'd be able to get this on the camera. But the tube, the old dipstick tube, is actually hitting what looks probably an exhaust back pressure tube, I assume. So there's a little 10mm bolt that holds that on. I'm going to zip that off and see if that gives us enough wiggle room to get that exhaust tube out. Alright, well, I popped it out. I pushed, you see a little bit of the dipstick hanging out of the bottom. I pushed it up as far as I could, and we'll see if that was enough to give me access to get some pliers on it up top. Alright, I've got enough so I can pull it out now. To give this thing enough room to pull that out, I don't know if you saw that, but there was probably 6 inches of this dipstick tube that went past the O-ring in the side of the block. Maybe more, I don't know. So I ended up having to pop that exhaust back pressure sensor out that was down there. I had to pull up my air intake to give it a little bit of room. You might have had a little bit more space if you didn't have larger charge pipes on it. But anyway, let me go grab the new one. Actually, let me pull this out. I'll pop it back in, which there is zero chance of filming any of that because how tight that space is. I'll see if I can get that popped in, then we'll put the new one in. Now, I'm sure this is just going to end in heartbreak. The dealership did not have one today, and the only thing I could get was Dorman, which Dorman obviously being the mark of the beast. So this will probably end in heartbreak, but it's what I got today, so we'll go with it. And it was only like $11. Alright, so now I got to get this, first I'm going to get the back pressure, again what I assume to be the back pressure sensor, back on here. And I kind of had to move the some of the hoses on the bottom of the degas bottle kind of out of the way a little bit. That's okay. Get this back on. So I can get a nut on it. Can't get my eyeballs in my hands in the same place. So go with the hands. Probably didn't get enough threads on here, so it's just gonna fall out. Also, I didn't switch my ratchet to Titan, which is extremely handy. So we'll go for try number 2 on that one. I'm not sure if it picks up on the camera, but I didn't hear that hit the ground, which is just great. Alright, we're going the right way this time. Don't exactly know what I could remove to make this easier other than like the brake master cylinder. That seems like a lot of work. So you can figured you guys can come along with me and wear your struggle pants with me. Alright. Why I'm using hand tools when I can be using a power tool here, but whatever. Why not? The arc I have is in between the two lines coming off the master cylinder here. You can hear me banging on both sides of them. And I'm really big on trying to get all these things back in the mounts they're supposed to be, and these Fords have the little caps on the studs, making sure those get put back on where they should get put on. Just because, with these diesels, they're rattling around so much. These wires aren't back where the manufacturers put them. It's so easy for them to rub, and you have wiring issues or what have you. It's not as big of an issue here in the south, whereas right now it's the end of August and it's 90-something degrees outside. But up north, where they actually salt the roads, you'll run into a lot of issues. All right, so I gotta find that bolt that I dropped, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, we have success. All right, we'll get that back on there. I ended up just taking off the air box. It was in my way. It was upsetting me. Again, I could be using power tools for this, but I don't know. Why not make it harder? Alright, we'll throw that on there. Tell you what I don't like, and I guess it's not hitting it. I don't like when harnesses come that close to studs, because I know they don't use studs up on the top of that valve cover, at least on that corner. So, yeah. Speaking of studs, I can look and I can see. I don't know if you can see in the video. Well, this 6-liter still has with probably factory head bolts down there. So, all right, let's get this put back together. All right. So I did an oil cooler on this thing, and I you know, cleaned all the oil out of the, I don't know, what do you call it, the oil cooler. Well, hey, look at there. It works. I cleaned all the oil out of the oil cooler cavity, so I know it's going to be low. Well, let's take a little look here. Well, how low is it? Well, is it on the dipstick? That's how low it is. Alright, so let's actually take a little look here. I think it has a kind of a... I'm sure I did that bend right there when I was pulling her out. Alright. So it's the right size. It's just super low on oil. So I'm going to change the oil in this thing anyway. I'm surprised I didn't give any kind of low oil light or anything when I pulled it in. But I'm going to go ahead and change the oil in this. And get the now I know how much is supposed to be in there. All right. Whoops. I got this handy dandy little universal funnel, oil funnel. It's from Mac, or it's from a Vim, but I believe it's the same one you get off the Matco Tools truck. I think Vim makes it for them. This is a 2.5 gallon jug. I hate pouring with these. It's a pain in the butt, but you do save like $10, $5, something like that, versus buying them in the one gallon jugs. All right, my SD card ran out of space as I was finishing my thought, but I'm putting in a 1540. Synthetic blend, which is not my favorite oil. I mean, it's fine. But these Powerstrokes, the 6 liters with the Huey injection, they get real picky about oil. So I really like running a 5W40 in the climate that I'm in. Fully synthetic, like a T6 or the Dello 400 fully synthetic. But this was all Walmart had, and I had always bought my diesel oil from Walmart, because it was always so much cheaper than the parts store. But I haven't been to Walmart. I don't even know if I've been this year before. I mean, if I went this year, it had to have been in January or February or something. I haven't been since the whole pandemic started. It's like August. It's August 28th to 29th right now. I'm not certain. But I went there, and I got in line and everything to get in and did all that rigmarole, and then I get back there and they don't have any fully synthetic diesel motor oil. So there was no 540. 540 is only available synthetic. So I bought what they had. They had the T5 synthetic blend. They had the Dello 400 synthetic blend. So I ended up getting the Dello because it was cheaper. I'm not going to run this oil for a long time in this. I want to put 540 in it. CarQuest sells a 540, or Advanced Auto Parts or CarQuest, wherever you're at, depending on what they're called. But they sell Advanced Auto Parts. CarQuest sells a 540 that's reasonable. It's like $20 per gallon jug. So I think that's probably what I'll change it with next time. I don't know if I mentioned it before the camera cut off or what, but I've already put in an oil filter and a fuel filter, because I just did the oil cooler yesterday, and I haven't driven the truck at all. So that is... So that should be 14 quarts. So I'm going to check the dipstick and see where we're at. And I would turn the camera, but it'll fall down because my tripod's a piece of garbage. All right, that's right up to max on the dipstick, but I'll start it and let it fill up, then we'll check it after that. So it should have 14 quarts in it. I think this thing holds 15, 16, something like that. But we're right up. We're right up. Pretty much as full as you can be without being over full. So, alright. Let's grab Alright, what did we use? This Carlisle indexable or flex head, I guess you would say, locking flex head ratchet. I really like the Carlisle stuff. I think they're a really good middle ground between, what you get at the hardware store and tool trucks. I like them better than the Tecton stuff I've used. I haven't had to warranty any Carlisle stuff, but it's supposed to be pretty easy. Just walk in Indianapolis. Now, they may not have it, but they should be able to get it for you. Use that. I don't know if it'll come up, but there's the VIM part number for this funnel, and it has it's filthy down there, but it has kind of different like lines and serrations where it'll kind of lock in just about any oil cap. Let's see what else. What else did we use? I think that's really about it. These lights. Turn this thing off. These Cyclops lights, you can tell they look a lot like some of the ones you get on the tool truck. I'm not sure they make them for those guys. So I think it's Matco that has ones that they used to a couple years ago. They had ones that look just like this. Dude, these things are like less than $20 or right around $20 on Amazon. They're definitely worth it. Yeah, I really like them. They're a good alternative to the Harbor Freight stick lights. I mean, these are fine too. You get them on coupon for like $20, but they break. They break right here. This hinge. I've had that break, and I've had the buttons break. I think I still have. Come over to this one. You can see I've had to super glue it a couple times back together. And this one, the battery runs down. If you don't leave it plugged in, it just runs down its own. It has button issues too. But that's it. Really, this was just supposed to be a dipstick tube change, but then I needed to change the oil. Let's check our dipstick tube. Yeah, I guess one reason. So one reason it probably only took 14 quarts is because when you pull the filter out, there's a drain. I don't know what you call it. There's a drain in the bottom of that oil filter housing. Then when you pull the filter out, all the oil that's in there drains down. So that extra quart was probably, tied up. At least close to a quart was tied up in that. That's my suspicion. Anyway. Hey. I hope this was helpful. I hope you didn't mind me rambling on and making a mountain out of a molehill. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.